we are live with a live audience right here. Woo! And live audience, I want you to welcome our virtual audience. Welcome. We invite you to join us, join the conversation at BO Coffee on Twitter and also on Facebook at Business Over Coffee. I am here with a very special guest. My name is Sherry Henley. I am the founder and CEO of BusinessOverCoffee.com, and Jana Cordona is the Mid-South Regional Director of BNI, Business Networking International. If you haven't heard of BNI, then you've been living under a rock. Okay, they're the grandfather of networking. At least that's what I call them. So, Jana, first of all, I would like to say it's such a pleasure to have you here, to take time out of your busy schedule to stop by and show the world that we are in collaboration, we are linked together, we're working together to bring greatness to business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals. Tell us about BNI and what you do for the Mid-South.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm very happy to be collaborating with BOCI. And Sherry, we work together, it's great, and I love it. So thank you very much for that. We're having a great time and trying to figure out how we can do more together. But as far as BNI goes, it's Business Network International, and it's in 52 countries, been around for 28 years. So Dr. Meisner's called the father of modern networking. Right?
Ivan Meisner.
Ivan Meisner
Great
was the
books
founder.
And so
oh
forth.
yes, absolutely. On the bestseller list, 16 or more times.
Right.
And great speaker and very interesting man. But BNI basically is it forms chapters. So here in the Mid-South we have 17. And basically what it is you as a business owner, and Sarah, I hate that I missed her 10 minutes, but anyway, Sarah being in a BNI chapter, she goes to a chapter, and that chapter has members that are committed to each other. So they meet weekly, and that's a commitment, it's dedication, but they actually can be anywhere from 20 members up to 40, 50, or the largest chapter in the world is about 80 something members. So they meet together, they dedicate themselves to helping each other with the businesses. And so every week, I'm going to listen to everybody else in the room and find out how I can help them, but they're going to listen to me. And they're going to find out how they can help me grow my business. And together, as a team, we collaborate, we do things together to work to grow our business.
And it's tried and true. As you said, it's tried and true. It's been around for 28 years. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of accountability.
Very much.
Some people have a question of, well, what's the difference between BOCI and BNI? Completely different models. BNI, and I so much admire your model because it works with the accountability factor. You have to attend the events. Talk to us a little bit about that aspect of BNI.
The accountability is something that's kept us around for 28 years. The reason that it works is because, number one, it's a system. And it's, after a while, like the Starbucks coffee or some of the other things, you don't change the recipe because it won't taste like Starbucks. So in BNI, you don't change certain things. It's branded a certain way, the agenda is not able to be changed, the accountability is there. It's what's called a strong contact networking organization. It's very different than just general networking, which BOCI is great at, and other organizations, chambers and things like that. We recommend all of that. However, if you want a serious team that actually starts to learn how to grow your business and you work together, that's where BNI comes in. So you really want both. You want the networking around the, whatever you do, but you also want the strong contact group that you can work with that becomes your team. And like Sarah said earlier, your family.
Yes,
and they do.
I love that.
They become family. Only danger is when you get family members, you hate to hold them accountable. So sometimes those BNI chapters have a hard time holding each other accountable if they're not there or whatever. But in the end, they really learn that if they don't do that, the team falls apart. It's like any kind of team that wins. They have to be there. They have to work together.
Sure. So social media collaboration, that's not really your niche. Your niche is more networking, and that's why we make such a great team.
Right.
And it took us a while, obviously, because what BNI teaches. You do business with people that you know, like, and trust. You had been around for a very long time. Although I grew up here, I had only been around back, came back after 20 years, only been around for a couple of years. And so you watched, and I admired the fact that you watched from a distance for a long time before you actually said, okay, I'm going to put my reputation on the line because I believe in Sherry, I believe in BOCI and the people that are around BOCI, because you knew Shelley Bauer and a lot of the people on the executive team. So tell us how you went through that process in your mind so that people that are wanting to collaborate with someone, what they need to know what steps to take in making that decision.
Right. Well, first of all, in BNI, we work together, and I'm very loyal to the BNI members. So if I have a referral, I'll give it to somebody in BNI before I give it to someone outside.
That's a requirement, correct?
It's not really a requirement, but it's kind of an obligation from that point of view if they're part of the team. And
integrity.
So, I have 400 plus people on my team because I really try and give the referrals out, generally speaking, not just to one organization or group. However, in your case, being social media, we didn't really have anyone in that realm. And even if we did, you and I are doing something that's a little above and beyond that. And so I was wanting to make sure that I didn't step on anybody's toes, but that I also help them. And you and I have talked about teaching classes and things like that together, because I really provide a lot of education for our members. They don't always take it, but I provide it.
I think you have some members out here. If you're a BNI member, go ahead and make some noise.
And that's true. And I was just listening to a gentleman talking about education in general and how entrepreneurs don't want to have to constantly, some of them don't want to leave their clients to go out and do training. And he said, but it's kind of like if you think of a winning ball team and you think, what do they do every spring? They go to spring training, and these guys make millions, and yet they have to keep practicing throwing the ball. And he said, so why people don't want to go back and redo training is beyond him. And I thought, I need to say that too.
Yes, and one of the greatest testimonials that I personally can give for BNI is that is our main source. We are BNI members. Sarah, our consultant, goes every week. She is dedicated to her one-on-ones, as she calls them, and so forth. So I highly recommend anyone in this audience, anyone watching virtually, to find a BNI chapter in your area. If you are in the Memphis area, then get in touch with Jana Cordona. You can find her at janacordona.com or at bnimidsouth.com. You can also get in touch with any one of the members that are here that have their own chapters. So what else would you like to say to our audience and to the virtual audience out there in the viewing world?
I think one thing that I'd like to pass on is that a lot of times people think networking just happens. And I heard this same person say, when he was in insurance, and he said, I did a ton of education for insurance, learned all about my field, learned all the little nitpickies, and then they said, go out and network and find clients, and he went, okay, and you think that that's going to come naturally, you just go out and meet people, but he brought out this great example. He said, if you go to the gym and you start to lift weights and you lift them wrong, you hurt yourself. And so with networking, and BNI is very strong on education, networking, if you don't do it right, hurts yourself. And so we see a lot of people who just pass out cards all the time and think that the more they pass out cards, the more people are going to call them. They forget they have to build relationships, they have to build trust, they have to build the credibility, how we got together because we had mutual collaborative people that we respected. But the point is, you have to learn, networking is a learned skill. And BNI is really good at being able to teach a learned skill if you'll learn it. That's
now,
the big
tell us about yourself in about 60 seconds. You are a speaker outside of BNI. So tell us what you can bring to the table.
I actually have a coach. He's sitting in the audience, and that's William. And,
William Bell. Shout out for William Bell.
And William is transforming me into something different. I am a BNI director, but I also love and I have a passion for training and teaching. And so William is encouraging and guiding and pushing and making me do things that I'm not used to doing, but I love speaking. I teach a lot in BNI. And so I'm taking that basically and forming a company, JanaCordona.com, where I will work with professionals inside of companies, because after 16 years of being in BNI, I can listen to what somebody, how they present themselves and how they talk about their business. I can tell you exactly what you're not doing to be able to get referrals, because I've done it for so long. So I like to be able to do that one-to-one or on a team of people in a company. That's a good referral for me. But also I like speaking in front of groups.
And we're working on getting you on Google Hangouts so that you can take this virtual, right?
I need to learn how to do the Google and the Hangout and everything out. I'm very socially uneducated. That's where we get that collaboration. Because Sherry's my instructor on that and shoring up where I'm weak. But that's who I'm developing. But my passion, I really like helping people. I love it. And so if I can help them grow their business and help educate them, that's really great.
At the same time.
Right.
You do a segment on BOCI Talk Radio about every 4 to 6 weeks.
Right.
And we just had one a couple of weeks ago, and it's been outstanding. What has been your feedback from the individuals you've had on the show?
It's been fun. They've really enjoyed it. It's like, where's this going? And I say, I'm still learning where it's going,
Sure.
Because I'm not the Twitter person like some of your people are, but it's interesting to see social media pick up a whole new audience. And it's exciting for me. So they're learning too, which has been great, and they've just had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Outstanding. Thank you for being with us. I want to mention some of the people that we have had on our show. Kidding around is that's actually Sue Stevenson, but also Steve Wilson with World Laughter Tour has been with us. This gentleman is going to be on our show on June 19th. It's a don't miss show. He's also going to be with us at BOCI Click and Connect. So this is really outstanding. SunTrust is sponsoring this gentleman coming in. His name is William Armott, the board game. If you haven't heard of him, you need to look him up. This is going to be very exciting. The 1 Minute Negotiator. Anyone know who wrote that? Yes. Don Hudson, the Prosperity Series, right here in Memphis. He's been on the show lately. Also, he co-wrote the 1 Minute Entrepreneur. We've had Sharon Fox of Healthy Food for diabetes, celiac disease, and you. We've had Shelley Bauer. We've had Bob Berg of The Go-Giver. Shelley Bauer is integrity-based communications.com. So the radio show is growing by leaps and bounds. We have had well over 50,000 listens, if not more. I haven't checked those numbers in the past few weeks, so I want to be safe. I never go over. I always shoot under a little. And this video right here that we're doing will go to our YouTube, and our YouTube has had anywhere between 180 to 200,000 hits already. So those are some of the things that you earn from, benefits that you earn from becoming a professional member with Business Over Coffee International. And check BNI out, because I highly refer BNI, and I believe, now if I speak out of turn, you let me know, but I believe you highly refer BOCI as well. And tell the people why you refer them to BOCI as we wrap up.
Because you provide an avenue we don't, that social media component. You provide the networking, which we do too, but you meet different people wherever you go, because it's just important to get out there and you educate, and I like that, because you're doing the education like we're doing the education, but it's a different kind of education.
Sure.
It's adding to, so I think they need both. And we've talked about you teaching, and unfortunately you got sick the day you were supposed to, that didn't work out.
And William Bell filled in for me. From what I heard, he did a great job. He's got a lot of shout outs today, so good man to know. Thank you so much for being with us today. Any activity on the virtual world right now? Not right now, so thank you for joining us. BusinessOverCoffee.com, set your profile up today. Also, go to BNIMidsouth.com and check it out. JanaCordona.com, Cardona. Until next time, continue bringing everyone together. God bless.